Welcome everyone. It's Lee and Ryan, the host of the Deal Maker podcast. And in this episode 3, we're going to be looking at how you can build a multi-million pound property portfolio using none of your own money. Now you might be thinking now, he's talking out of his backside. How can you do that? And if I just take you back to 2015, and I was at a property seminar and someone said those exact words, my initial thinking was, what a load of BS. And I was very skeptical. I never heard about raising joint venture finance or using other people's money to build a multi-million pound property portfolio. And I remember thinking, maybe there's a bit of truth in it. So on one hand, I was going, this is a load of BS. But on the other hand, I was thinking, well, if you can do it, why can't I do it? And as a successful entrepreneur and business owner all over the world, I've traveled all over the world over the years. I lived abroad for 14 years and had very, very successful businesses. I was a property investor part-time and as an amateur first time round, and I made some money and I lost some money. I always knew that I wanted to become a professional property investor, and maybe you've got an interest in property as well, but the reality was I didn't know how to do it. What did I do? Well, I invested in mentorship, I invested in training, I surrounded myself with other millionaire property investors. Fast forward to today, we now have a property portfolio valued at over £7.1 million, and we've raised over £3 million in joint venture finance. So I want to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, it is 100% possible. Yes, can you believe it? It's 100% possible to build a multi-million pound property empire using none of your own money. And the great news, there's many strategies in property that can generate you fantastic revenue streams. You've got rent to rent, you've got lease options, you've got multi-lets, serviced accommodation, deal packaging, land development, commercial conversions. And I remember back in 2015, I wanted to do them all at the start and all at the same time. And look, that doesn't work. And what I did, I got laser focused on a couple of strategies, and I decided that I wanted to find investors where we could go and buy properties that we can convert, let's say, from a 3-bedroom into a 6-bedroom multi-let. So we're renting the rooms out to professionals. And the multi-lets that are in our portfolio, working with our investors, are all done to a very, very high standard. So how does a joint venture work? Well, typically, we find high net worth and sophisticated investors, and actually they find us now because of our credibility and our social proof and the success that we're getting all across the UK. People approach us and say, hey Liam, I know you've got your business assets for life, and you help investors build multi-million pound property portfolios. Can we have a little bit more information? And I say, yeah, no problem, we have a meeting. So for high net worth and sophisticated investors, typically what happens is we set up a limited company with them. They'll put in all the money to buy the property or for the mortgage or for the refurb costs. We'll then go and do all the work. We'll convert a house from a 3-bedroom to a 6-bedroom multi-let. We'll then refinance with someone like Shawbrook Bank. When we refinance, we pay the investor their initial capital back, sometimes all of it or a very, very large amount of it. And then we own the asset with the investor, and then we split the rental income 50-50. Now, typically, on a 6-bedroom multi-let, we will net between £1,000 and sometimes £1,500 per calendar month. So let's just say it's £1,500. We are then getting £750 per calendar month per property when we've used joint venture finance. So the question is to you, how many of these types of deals do you need to achieve financial freedom? Maybe you're just 2 or 3 deals away from replacing your income. Then you can go part-time or sack the boss. You've then got all of your time back to focus on the things that you really want to be doing, and then you can really make that decision on how big do you want to scale your property empire. I am a professional property investor. We've got a large property portfolio. We work with many investors, and you can do the same as well. You've just got to know how to do it. But the great news is you can do this part-time. You can do it with limited experience, but you've got to get the help and support and the learnings. And you can do it using none of your own money. And as a result of raising joint venture finance, my life, my kids' lives, my partner's lives, my business partner's life has been absolutely transformed. This is why we're very passionate about property and business, because the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, if I can do it, you can do it. So the question is, what's stopping you? Fear, lack of education, lack of confidence, lack of knowledge. Well, you know what? You can change that relatively quickly, and before long, you can have your first or next property in the portfolio having used none of your own money. Raising joint venture finance is an absolute joy. There's a system to use. I'll be sharing that system with you in future podcasts, so please stay tuned. What I'd like you to do is have a think about the following. Would you like to become a professional property investor? Would you like to build a multi-million-pound property portfolio using none of your own money? Would you like to be generating passive income from a property portfolio so you can quit the job or sack the boss? If the answer is yes to any of those questions, then you're in the right place. And in future podcast series, I'm going to be sharing with you more top tips on how you can go and do this as well. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. It's been amazing to share this with you. My name's Liam Ryan. This is the Dealmaker Podcast. Stay tuned for more episodes. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.